Hello, I'm Silver.
Okay.
And I'm Pleona.
This is my mom.
Yay!
Mama!
That's right. Okay, so today will mark the annual of this is our first K-drama review. And it's going to be quiet Jess. For To the Beautiful You. It is the Korean version of Hanakimi. Let us start off by warning you all. We have no real, well, I personally don't have any nice things to say about it because.
Well, I do.
Yeah, some.
The acting was great.
Oh yes, the
Yeah.
acting was great.
Uh-huh.
The people were pretty.
Well, not just pretty. They were good actors. They looked good.
Yeah, I said they were good actors, but
And the direction was good. It was the story. It wasn't worth a crap. Excuse me.
if
It
you
was
all
so
have
good.
seen Hanakimi, you know Hanakimi is amazing. It's one of those things where all the characters matter. Everybody matters. And it's not just something that's just simply based on romance. It's barely any romance really there. And if it's there, it's not the main subject of the entire drama. It's to the side. There's characters, there's history, there's goals, blah 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 having to do with that. Meanwhile, Into the Beautiful You,
She didn't have a real motivation for even coming over and doing what she did.
The main thing, too, was they never told us. They made this big deal about him being hurt. And he had this big injury and had to go into rehab and all this. But never told us how he got hurt. And I believe in the manga, and I know in the Hanakimi, the Japanese version, they told us, and that was the foundation of why she came. In this one, it sounded like, oh, she was just in love with him.
Just a fangirl.
And she, almost like a stalker, and she goes to this school. When it was about their budding love and all this, and the guy in love with her. And the other students were just totally left out. It was like only these three people are pretty much going to school. They throw in this irritating girl, which shouldn't have been in there.
no purpose.
Yeah, if they had just left her out, they could have dealt with the real reason of why the girl came to the school in the first place. And incidentally, she began to fall in love with him. But she thought she owed him something. And then she, like you said, fangirl.
There wasn't a real reason for why she felt like she owed him anything. And then it was like, in Hanakimi, there was a connection, a family bond with the dorms. They fought a lot. They competed against each other a lot. But they were still a family. And that why when it came out that she was a girl and everybody felt betrayed, you understood. And at the end when she had to leave, it was such a heartfelt scene because they didn't really want her to go. And you just didn't get that into The Beautiful You. They were barely around.
Right.
And
They didn't. The one thing that, let me just start off by saying I didn't watch the whole thing because I got mad.
So episode 3?
I got mad after episode 3. Let me tell you why. I watched Hanakimi when it first came out in Japan in 2008, and I will say that it was this unique thing. It was like, has anyone seen Vampire Night? This is the best thing I do. Vampire Night, when the night school would come out, the girls in the day class would line up and give gifts and stuff like that. That is how it was in Hanakimi when they came out. When the members of Dorm 2 came out, it was like the pretty boys have arrived. It's all, they had the fangirl, they had the Hibari 4, which was like, if you've seen Fruits Basket, you know Yuki's fan club, that was basically in there. And it was like, it was so unique because not only did you have these different elements, you had characters that, like, every character mattered. There was this guy that they could never get his name right. He had a point. They had the gay kid. He had a point.
Yeah.
They had the guy who could see ghosts. He had a point.
Everybody had a background
Everybody
story.
had a background story. And although in the drama, in the Hanakimi, they didn't really maximize on the other dorm heads, they still had a point. They still had personality. And in this, it just, the whole school had a point.
But
The whole school was created. I'm sorry. The whole school was created because it was for it was for young men to help them grow and keep their purity, keep themselves like, I mean, it was just, the principal made a school to
Well,
teach values and stuff like that, and that was
well, another what it was the story of the school and the reason for the school, and that's why you dealt with the whole student body. They left out a main character totally that was very important. It was the director. And the director, she considered all of the boys in her school flowers
Yeah.
that she planted from little
Yeah.
seedlings, and she would develop them into young men who were ready to face the world. And the girls at the other school, you were left to believe that the girls' school was pretty much the same way.
Yeah.
They would take the girls and they would like grow them up. And in this, it was. It was just about the three people, pretty much. Well, and then they threw in that girl and what was it, Singery, the Dom 2.
Oh yeah.
And
That. That made
and
no
he was
sense.
such a good person. I didn't like that he was, as what the guy say, enthralled, enslaved by her, because he was
Yeah.
so nice, and she never evolved, and it just got me.
She didn't. I think the gay character for To the Beautiful You made no sense.
Oh no.
He was irritating. He served no purpose. And Hanakimi, you felt his pain.
Oh Lord.
You stood where he came from, and him. And it was just, oh God.
He was annoying.
Listen, they asked the question all through To the Beautiful You. Why does he always apply the lip balm? I never got the answer to that. There were so many things I never got answered.
Stuff just didn't make sense. I don't know. Nikatsu's character.
What was his name in the
Go.
I don't even know.
Ungal. I guess I'm
Ungal.
pronouncing it right. It's EUNGUL.
And
Like, the
Ungal.
guy was cute as garbage.
Oh yeah.
He's a great actor. I've seen him in other stuff. It's just the character wasn't annoying, and he was too slow to progress. I felt, and honestly, he was one of my favorite characters
Yeah.
because
I
you
didn't
felt
like-
his pain towards the end.
They made it quite superficial too. To me, was his agonizing over his questioning his sexuality.
Right.
Where in the other one, it was really dealt with on a very deep psychological
It
thing.
was.
And
They did all this flashy, cute stuff with it in the Korean version, and it was like it wasn't taken as seriously as it should have been. And on top, it wasn't taken as seriously. It just didn't. Whatever. I have no words.
I don't know. I felt like Nikatsu, he was, when I say he was ready to come out the closet, but Ungal, he was ready to, remember he told his family, you know, whatever, and they thought he was doing bad at school
said, "I
or
may
got in
make you
trouble.
shame
I
of
might
me."
make you shame of me. He was ready then. So it's like, I like both of those characters. It just wasn't taking it seriously.
But now I tell you, the
Sully's-
character they had in there that I wish they had developed, because he had so much depth, and we didn't show it, was the rival to
That they should have maximized. You don't have to turn it. They should have maximized on his character. The only background you got from him was his little sister and how poor they were. That was it. And I'm like, they should have. He was a power character. They should have maximized on him, and they didn't do it enough.
The one thing I'll have to say about it was I was really, really upset because I didn't like that Silly's character was not. She didn't make any sense. She wasn't main character enough. She wasn't. Her acting was great. It's just her character just was not.
It
Well,
wasn't her
that
fault.
goes
It
back
wasn't
to
her
the
fault.
writing.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. No, I'm saying
she
her
wa-
character. That's why I keep saying her character. Her character was not. It was pointless. The entire drama was pointless. That character was pointless. She was pointless. And it's like when you come from the Japanese one, I haven't seen the Taiwanese one, to be honest. I'm probably not going to see the Taiwanese one. I'm not going to see the Taiwanese one.
Well, I didn't know they had one, but I shall watch it. You know.
Yeah, I want to see the Taiwanese version. But with that being said, yeah, I couldn't deal with. I didn't. My whole thing was, I couldn't handle it.
Okay.
The music, I really like the song.
I like the soundtrack.
The
was
soundtrack was
amazing.
great.
That was great.
And I was really disappointed since it was SM Town that was doing
You
it.
thought we expected.
Yeah, it was
I-
SM Entertainment. It was SM Entertainment. We were like, oh, this is gonna be good, y'all. Oh no, we gonna make the greatest soundtrack y'all ever heard. Though.
And I expect great things from them since
Exactly.
and this was really a letdown.
Oh, let's not talk about product placement in the beginning. How
Heck
they
so.
had-
I don't even want to talk about that. I was like, are we doing shameless promotion?
I missed that.
You didn't see EXO?
I missed that.
Oh my God! It was like they were. What was it? Some kind of dance they were doing, the icebreaker or something, and then all of a sudden, here go EXO, and I was
They
like,
did
product
Mama. I was like,
placement.
product placement?
And everybody, they in the audience telling us, hey, they're really good.
I was like, really? Really? Shameless promotion right here. Really?
I think they didn't maximize on Minho. You know what happens when he gets drunk. I think was stupid.
Now
That
that
was
was a
great.
cute part that could have been really left in because,
They
you know,
didn't do
he kissed guys, he kissed and they didn't.
Right.
He kissed anybody when he.
Exactly. I think they didn't do that. Look at Brian. I'm like, what?
He was drunk. That was just a sign. He
Also-
never remembered what he was doing.
Also, the end was disappointing. Like when she was talking to Inga and they were video chatting, or he had sent her a video message.
Yes.
And then he was like, "Oh, he's traveling." Da 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 da. It was like, okay, so he's gonna just walk up to her at this point, which happened because you kind of predicted it. But see,
Brian,
they
you
couldn't
going to get food?
Yes.
Where you going?
crystals.
Exactly.
Oh, let me. Oh, crap. And,
Do the review.
one second.
Review.
One second.
All
We're
right.
doing a review right now.
Okay. One second.
Okay, one second.
Wait.
Hold on, baby.
Let your
So-
stomach kind of chill.
The end part, but because they didn't maximize the on the family connection between the dorms and everybody in the school, they couldn't do a epic ending like in Hanakimi where everybody showed up. And I thought that was great, and I was kind of hoping for the same thing, or at least Unga or a few other people to show up. That didn't happen.
Yeah, that was the Japanese when they milked every ounce of
They did.
emotion.
Yeah, they
And
did.
because it was about family. Because
It
all three of
was.
those dorms, the whole school was a family. So when you get a separation, you get betrayal, you get coming back together, and there's still love. Even though they felt betrayed, they still loved.
Right.
And they were confused. How do we treat him now? And we know he's a girl. And finally they went, oh, he wants to be
Right.
considered a boy.
Exactly.
We would consider him a boy. And to leave it. And when you have that in a real family, you have that emotional draining.
Exactly.
But with this, it was like
it
they were
made stuff
afraid to go.
confusing.
They were afraid to show too much emotion.
Right.
Yeah.
It made things confusing because they didn't elaborate on how the school was haunted at one point because of this. In Hanakimi, you got so much. You felt like you were connecting. Or
You felt
interacting
like you
with
were
the
at that
characters.
school.
You did. I mean, the capture the flag, the competitions that they did to earn rewards, and
Yep.
and for them to realize that for certain things they had to come together. And the beach scene where they had to do this because they were trying to get to see who can get so many girls, and the random black dude. That was
Random black dude.
But overall, okay, we're gonna end it. But it was okay. My advice is this: do not watch a Japanese